Flash, the last 6, 7, 8 months have been crazy. I would say, was it back in March or so? We saw the whole Sweet Baby Inc. story really kind of apex, I think, is when things really kind of went nuts. And Sweet Baby Inc., maybe February, March, things really started to kind of pop off with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and people started digging into that. Then we saw the SBI Detected, which later turned into the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected from our boy Cabrutus. And there's been a lot of talk about Sweet Baby Inc. as a company, and specifically the people who run it and the employees who work there, and the agenda that they push inside of these gaming companies. Well, now for the first time, and I'm going to go over to smashjt.com for this story. It says developers are now afraid to hire anyone who's ever worked for Sweet Baby Inc.
Good.
Now, what's interesting about this is Smash, and I've said this many, many times, and I stand by this, Smash is doing better journalistic work than the vast majority of, quote, video game journalists here. And
he's
all
doing good shit.
Yeah. All he's done here is he said, I came across a stream from a very ex-employee from that very ex-employee talking about, this is the same person who was a part of a New York Times piece that was trying to sell Assassin's Creed Shadows that came out the tail end of the week, a couple of weeks ago. And in that hit piece for the New York Times, this ex-Sweet Baby Inc. employee was interviewed. And Smash did a little digging and found a Twitch stream of this person talking about his time at Sweet Baby Inc., as well as kind of his overall struggles since he left Sweet Baby Inc. Now, what's interesting about this is that if you were to click this link up here and go to that stream, guess what happens? That stream has now been removed.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And you can thank Smash JT for that. But Smash has gone in and documented what was said. It says, during the Twitch stream, Hashimoto begrudgingly discussed his struggle to find work after his stint with Sweet Baby Inc. He strikes me as a fairly tepid individual who admittedly that many developers are now hesitant to hire due to his association with the company. He explained how potential employees have asked him, people will literally be like, hey, are we going to get harassed for hiring you? And I think that really sucks. So there's actually some, what was it? It's not, what do they say? It's not cancel culture. It's consequence culture, if you will now. The consequences of being associated with a company like Sweet Baby Inc. along the way. Flash, your overall thoughts on this as we kind of pop in.
Why delete the stream? It's already out there. That seems kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, consequence culture, Sweet Baby Inc. What's crazy is they're not the only ones. There's more. There's a list of these DEI consultancy groups, but it's nice that people are paying attention more now and looking to see if any of these people are attached to it, because I'm all for gatekeeping these motherfuckers out. Keep them out of everything. All they do is just shit all over everything that they come into and ruin it. So, I mean, maybe this is the first step of finally getting them the fuck out. Oh, you hired one of those people? Well, I'm not giving you money. We need more of that kind of mindset.
Well, it continued. Says there are definitely jobs that I've had where like people have seen like the fact I worked for Sweet Baby, and it's been a year since I've worked with them, and it's just like a contractual basis when I was so just like periodically for a couple of years. So I'm trying to read through his ums and his the way he's speaking, but he says developers are becoming extremely cautious about being seen as complicit in the type of agenda-driven content Sweet Baby Inc. is known for promoting. That instead of like, we'll protect our employee, the employer, or the potential person giving you the contract will be more concerned about that than protecting their employees. Kind of fucked up. So the skepticism here is a direct response to the growing frustration from gamers who have repeatedly voiced their displeasure with forced diversity initiatives that often lead to subpar gaming experiences. And I think Smash says something that's really on key here, right? I don't think many people care about diversity, right? It's this right here. It's forced diversity that people have issues with. Whether it's white, black, gay, straight, trans, green, yellow, whatever, it doesn't matter. If it's forced into something, that's when people have an issue, because it's not based off merit, and it doesn't really add anything to it. So we're now seeing for the first time pushback along the way. Blabs, is this a good thing?
That we're seeing pushback?
Yeah, pushback from people who work at Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, they shouldn't be working in this industry. Go work somewhere else. Go work at McDonald's. Fuck off.
Well, they love it, Blabs. They love
I
it.
don't care.
Well,
I love cheese, but that doesn't mean I'm going to eat it 24/7.
All right. Yeah. Well, this person has gone privated over on X, as you can expect along the way, and this is just one of those things that I think it's a larger symptom of, or maybe a larger example of the tide turning. I think this is definitely the tide turning, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but we've seen, quote unquote wins over the last 6 months or so since this whole shit storm has started up. And but I do think that for the first time, we're seeing companies listening to gamers, or at least some companies. Now, I would love to know what companies he spoke with, because I'd like to support their games. I'd like to go out and buy those games. They're saying, yeah, are we going to get hired? Are we going to get harassed for talking to you? To be clear, no one's harassing. They're just being, there's a difference between having an opinion and harassment. We've said that many, many, many times, where the idea of having an opposing viewpoint is seen as harassment on the internet nowadays, where these people are soft like Charmin. It's insane. Flash, what's the, do you think that, like, from an industry perspective, Flash, do you think that this is a start of a turn, or do you think that this is just like a one-off?
No, I think there's a turn happening for sure. It's going to take a couple of years to really show any results, because it takes time to make these things. But I think people are learning a lot of lessons this year. Multi-million-dollar lessons.
$100 million. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. You're seeing it. Concord is a massive W. Massive W. And there's been tons of W's. Like, one of my favorite memes of the past couple of weeks, I don't know if you've seen it, but I think it's from that Dodgeball movie. And it's just, they put like Astrobot, and it's on this girl's ass, and then she's cleaning the window. I would send it to you. I don't know if YouTube would hit you.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's a bunch of dudes, and it's got all of the names of the failures over there, and they're just watching.
Right. It's the car wash scene, right? Where they're in the car and Astrobot's on the tits as they're washing the windows and stuff. Yeah. Then it pans over to all the male dudes and correct. It's a great meme.
It's so true, though. It's so true.
It's good stuff.
And I think you're going to see more of this, because next year you're going to see more games like this over the next year, because they've all been in development probably from 2016 and on, and it's got all the things people don't want. I think you're going to see a lot of like Korean games and still some Japanese games really take a hold of the charts, and then finally, after a few years, we might see somewhat of a course correction.
I agree. I think that we're a couple years away from seeing this total switch back to, the breast sliders that actually go out, and the boobs, the butt slider, the glute slider, and hack and slash insanity of blood and guts, and what makes video games so much fun. So,
look at that Agatha show. I don't see anybody talking about it. I bet you no one watched that show either.
The Agatha, Agatha all along, yeah. That's actually a really good point. I'm curious what the viewership was for that, for the for the start of it. I don't see anything about the viewership for Agatha all along, but
well, it says, according to Forbes, that Agatha is the MCU's third worst reviewed series ever.
That's from critics, though. I want to see if people actually tuned in for it.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get those numbers ever.
I don't think we will. that game, that
So
show,
we'll get them. We'll get them from like Nielsen and
right?
all those other ones. We'll get numbers that we can talk about compared to other numbers, but we're never going to know how many people actually watch these shows. Even the Acolyte, we don't know how many people actually tuned in for it because Disney will never release the actual numbers, but we have a general idea, and it's bad.